Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the OffGridEnclave. Self-sufficient living can be quite tricky when it comes to power management. Usually, people use solar as backbone for their power system. That has many advantages, but also a few downsides. One of them being that you need to size for the bad conditions and not for the good conditions. That means when you have good or decent conditions, you will have a surplus and excess of solar power production. After the batteries are full and all the required machineries like dishwashers, washing machine and etc. are run, there's only so much one can do with surplus power. Today we will be looking at a solution to turn your excess power into a usable resource, like money, or support good causes like cancer research. As a side product of it all, we will produce quite a bunch of heat. So technically speaking, we are building a small heating device that will pay us money. The main backbone of this concept is cryptocurrency. We are not gonna go too far into the details of that, like which cryptocurrency, where to buy, where to sell and all of these things. Instead, I'm gonna give a brief overview and how to get it done quickly and easily. The start of the concept is your power system. Be it solar, wind or hydro, whatever generates excess amounts of power that you cannot store or not directly use. After your batteries are full, very quickly the question arises what to do with the surplus power. The solar panels are paid for, the hydro system is running, the wind turbine is standing outside. It can be considered quite wasteful to just let that spare energy go to waste. The idea is to use that energy and put it into something productive. The main concept of decentralized computing brings many options for that. What it basically means is you run a computer or a computing device at your home. Over the internet, your computer will receive certain calculations, run them, and while doing that produce heat. After your computer finishes these calculations, it will send the result back to a server on the internet. The main question in the beginning is, how much excess power do we want to convert? Outside it is a bit cloudy, but a rather decent day. As you can see, my solar lines are producing about 50% of their 1400 watt. Overall, I'm looking to convert about 1 kilowatt of energy. Size this according to your power production and your battery capacity. Keep in mind that most of the energy that we're using to generate cryptocurrency will convert to heat on the other side. The graphic cards used to produce crypto run quite hot. Do not put these into small rooms. Watch the thermal situation after you start running them. I prepared a little test and installation bench so we can throw some stuff together. Nothing really fancy, an old mouse, keyboard and screen. As mainboard and CPU combo, most older hardware should do, as long as it's not ancient. Double check to have as many PCI Express X16 slots as you want graphics cards to use. Have a reasonable sized power supply. Fit a proper fan on the CPU. 4 GB of memory should be considered minimum for this. A SSD as storage ensures quick boot times. Alternatively, a Linux on a USB stick can be used. The workhorses for this project, the two main graphics cards, will be an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 960 with 4 GB of memory and an NVIDIA GeForce 3060 with 12 GB of memory. In addition, I do have some older GPUs like a NVIDIA GeForce 750 Ti and a NVIDIA GeForce 460. As housing, I digged out a super old tower from my archives. Comes with Windows 98 Special Edition ready, sticker and everything. Not much to say here, screw the mainboard into the tower. As power supply, we will be using a 550 watt that I have from an old computer. Make sure the power supply has enough 6 or 8 pin plugs to support the graphics cards. As boot device, we will be using an old SSD with 250 GB. After installing that, we can start with the graphic cards. As this power supply will not be supporting both of the main graphics cards, I will be running the 960 and the 750 Ti in this setup. The 750 Ti does not need an additional power plug. It is a very convenient CPU to run as a secondary. One of the main important aspects of the sleeper style will be having the original floppy drive and the 8x speed CD-ROM. We install those, and up next we worry about the thermals. As cases from that time were not really built for 500 watts of energy being converted to heat inside, I chose a 5 cm high RPM fan. This will ensure a proper airflow out the back of the case. We flash the Linux operating system onto the SSD, and voila, lays upon the magnificence of this beautiful mining rig. Alright, enough with the emotional music, we have more work to do. There is still the GeForce 3060 that needs to be put into proper housing. The 3060 itself producing most of the heat, I have a special plan for that one. I will put that in one of the smallest cases I could find in my archives, add a reasonable amount of strong fans, and turn the whole thing into a little mobile heating fan. The case I found for that has a handle in the front, so it can be picked up quite easily. It also has a temperature display in the front. When approached from the front, it does look like any normal computer. However, as we take a look at the back, you can see usually where the power supply is, there is just a hole and the cable going in. I will show you guys more on that and how I made that work. Before we do that, take a second and hit the like button. Subscribe for further updates and videos. If you want to know more, have questions on the matter, or want some input, don't be shy, hop on our Discord. The link is down in the description. So, I will give you guys a quick overview and open this up and then show it in detail. There's two reasons the power supply is moved to the inside. First, the graphic card was too high, so it would not fit in the default form factor. And second, the airflow management. The power supply has a 12 cm fan which sucks from the bottom and vents to the back. This generates a decent airflow to the back of the case. You can see on the inside there is not really much room, so I had to do a proper cable management and zip tie all the cables down to not cause issues with the airflow. In the back of the case you can also see the additional 12 cm fan that I mounted there. This enforces the already existing airflow to the back of the case and sucks the inside air out. There is also an additional fan behind the graphics card. All combined, this generates a very good airflow in the back. I will open the side panel so you guys can see where I mounted the SSD and give a quick overview in the bottom. I would like to point out that the housing and overall design philosophy of this was chosen as the device is meant to be a heating. I will be using this as a heating in small rooms whenever I have spare solar power in winter. Of course it will also be used in summer to burn off excess energy. Now that we have our two electric heating devices that produce cryptocurrency, let's have a look at the overall concept. If you already own a computer with a proper graphics card for gaming or anything like that, and you're living off solar, that is an easy way to convert your excess energy as you do not have any investments. The most efficient way to run this is when the sun is out and your solar panels are producing power. There is no need to run this on the battery and put excessive load on that. Easy money. If you want to run this as a heating, the investment costs are rather high. However, this is one of the very few heating methods that will pay you for running it. Small scale solutions up to 5 kilowatts are quite possible with this. Scaling this up is gonna be challenging. As we started mining in the background there, the temperature will rise. This case has a nifty feature by having a display in the front that shows the temperature. Quite nice to have for a heating device. We will give this about 1 or 2 hours time, come back and see how the thermals are doing then.
5 minutes later.
And after a quick round with the wolf, we're back. Looking at the thermals, the display says 50 degrees. The GPU itself is stable at around 62 degrees. That is quite comfortable for 3060. Things are working as expected. Thermals are stable, the machine is mining, the room is getting warm. There's many different options for this concept. From casual mining on your gaming laptop, to running multiple rigs with 20 GPUs to heat a small house. If you are not interested in crypto, there's multiple projects that use the same concept. You can support cancer research and a variety of other medical fields with folding at home. You can help the City at Home project in their search for extraterrestrial radio signals. I will be putting their links down in the description. Or any other decentralized computing effort. There's plenty of options to use spare solar power and spare hardware. With that, we shall conclude this video. Have a great day and make it count.